maybe getting another edition of Saturday or Sunday night's main event in a couple of weeks' time, but all eyes were on SmackDown for this week's big main event. After making his surprise return at SummerSlam, Kevin Owens earned his world title shot against CM Punk and chose for it to take place this week in Toronto. And we also saw Blake Monroe's in-ring debut, so a lot going on. But Sami Zayn was shown yelling at Aldis backstage about how it should be him with the WWE title in the main event. He blamed Aldis for allowing Owens and Gunther into his number one contenders match. Orton walked by and then Cody Rhodes appeared in the ring with a mic and called him out for a fight. Aldis left to go talk Cody down, but the Viper followed. Aldis said he's sick of these two putting officials in danger. If so, either of them attacks the other before their WrestleMania match, they will never get another shot at the world title. Orton said he will be Mr. Professional, but he also ripped at Rhodes for being a coward. And didn't finish him when he had the chance. With these two having already gotten physical in this feud, the segment was a good way of keeping the story going without needing to rely on another fight. Aldis allowing a situation that they can't touch each other makes perfect sense, especially with these two. The segment didn't overstay its welcome, but did a good job building tension for their match. They didn't add anything to their story, but they used what was there pretty well. First match was between Damian Priest and R-Truth and the MFTs, and yeah, it was for the tag titles. The War Raiders were shown backstage watching on. The MFTs got an early advantage by attacking right after the bell, but it didn't take the Archer Ribbon long to gain the upper hand. Pretty physical encounter with some good moments, didn't burn the house down, but made the match feel hard-fought. All four men put forth a good effort, and the crowd chanting and cheering. No longer having to be a muscle for Solo has given Tama and Tala a little freedom, but adding Haku is the icing on the cake. Anyone familiar with him knows he's considered one of the most legit tough guys to work with, so it adds stuff to their presentation. Truth came close to winning and regaining the title, but they were able to overcome it and pick up the win to retain the belt. So yeah, I'm going to 6 out of 10. As we then moved on to a long way to SmackDown in-ring debut for Blake Monroe, who finally took on former Stardom contemporary Julia, or at least that's what we thought was going to happen. As the beautiful man was making her way to the ring, Monroe attacked from behind. The ref couldn't get her to stop the attack, so he could ring the bell and eventually told her to leave. So after 4 months of waiting, Monroe's first SmackDown match didn't happen. At this point, it feels like management is messing with her, because this is the haphazard way to introduce someone we've seen in years. We can't justify it anyway. There's no upside to how Monroe's being booked whatsoever. She clearly wants to wrestle and she's good at it, but most of the WWE universe doesn't know about it because we don't get to see her do it. So yeah, a massive shame. 2 out of 10 from me. As we then moved on to Trick Williams and Lil Yachty coming into the ring after a break for a promo. He said it was good to have Yachty by his side, but he's still missing the US title, calling out Corbin for a title shot, and No Man wasted no time coming out to issue a response on a fancy and motorcycle. Trick dared him to put the title on the line, but Corbin didn't seem to be in a hurry to face him. After he refused to defend the belt, Yachty nailed him from behind with the kendo stick he carries everywhere. Once he was outside the ring, Corbin said he would give Williams one more shot at main event, but only if Yachty gets a 5-minute match against him next week. The segment wasn't exciting, but the prospect of getting Yachty and Corbin in the ring together is interesting. It won't be a good match, but it could be pretty funny, so we'll have to see what happens. We then got Tiffany Stratton versus Lash Legend. Stratton was dealing with injured ribs, but she still came out to take on Lash Legend for the match. Earlier in the show, she had a confrontation backstage with Fatal Influence. As soon as the match started, Legend was all over Stratton's ribs. She knew about the injury because she helped kill it last week, and she focused all of her offense on making it worse. The former US champ started to make a comeback after the break as she hit a series of her signature moves, but it wasn't enough. Once Legend regained her footing, she was able to score the win. She and Naira continued to attack after the bell, but Green ran down with kendo stick to help her friend. There's some decent physicality, but only stretched the surface of what they can do. I'll go with 5. As we then moved on to our big main event for the world titles, CM Punk and Kevin Owens, of course in Owens' home country. He looked hyped as he made his way to the ring, laying out a battle cry. The ref and ring announcer had to get between them because they were so eager to fight. The bell rang with more than 20 minutes ago, so we knew they were going to have a good fight. The prize fighter looked like he was getting 20 years of frustration out of his system as he took it to the champ early. It didn't feel like an exaggeration to say this is the most anticipated match on SmackDown in quite some time, and both these guys came into it looking to make it memorable. They matched their animosity, and both men brought a lot of energy into the ring. A strong performance from two guys who have never had a singles match together in any promotion. They may not like each other, but their styles complemented each other well. KO would have won with a stunner if the ref had been knocked out when Sami Zayn showed up and tried to help Owens by attacking Punk and putting the ref back in the ring, but it wasn't enough. When Owens refused to use that as a weapon, Zayn used it on him, which allowed Punk to hit the GTS for the win. This immediately set up the Zayn Owens feud we all knew was coming. A dirty finish is never the ideal outcome, but the way it was done protected KO and helped drive the story forward. So yeah, I don't think it was too bad, and yeah, on the whole, just a really fun fight. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Overall, SmackDown this week gets a 6 out of 10 for me. Yeah, it had peaks and troughs, so depending on what you like, this might have been a great episode or a bad one. Most of the action was solid, and it felt like everyone who performed put in a good effort, but the show fell spell in a few areas. Not having Monroe actually have a debut match was extremely disappointing after 4 months of waiting. However, the main event definitely was the biggest highlight. They did a great job, and of course set up a very intriguing storyline with Zayn in there as well. So yeah, good stuff.
Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.